Hey everybody, Steve here. So I was wondering, what if the MCU were actually doing well and people were actually looking forward to the movies they were putting out? More to the point, the Fantastic Four. Now, as far as I can tell, the Fantastic Four is going to be garbage. Why? Because everything since the end of Phase 3 has been garbage, more or less. And I do not have any faith in Marvel putting out a decent Fantastic Four movie. So that got me thinking, what if a competent writer were to write the Fantastic Four movie and present them and get them into the MCU? And then I started thinking, well, I'm a competent writer. Why don't I, throw out my idea to the world and see what you guys think? So that's what I did. I sat down and I wrote a quick elevator pitch. Well, it's not real quick, but it's an extended elevator pitch about how I would not only bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU, but how they would, do in their first movie and help the MCU out in the future going forward, with sequel movies and Avengers movies. So without further ado, here's my Fantastic Four pitch. Opening scene in the 60s in Latveria. The Fantastic Four is fighting Doctor Doom and his Doombots. While the fight goes on, voices can be heard in the background. A mysterious voice says that he likes them and wants them for himself. Another voice tells him that he shouldn't interfere with them. The first voice, in an angry childlike rage, says he wants them and there's nothing they can do to stop him. Another voice is heard saying that if he takes them, the people of Earth will notice. The first voice says that he can make everyone on the planet forget them as if they never existed. The fighting continues, and the Beyonder appears and uses his power to freeze time. Everyone is still aware, even though being frozen. The Beyonder waves his hand, and as the Fantastic Four disappears, Doctor Doom feels the memory of them slipping away from his mind, and uses his magic to protect himself from the mind wipe. After the Fantastic Four have gone, Doom realizes that the being he's just encountered was able to wield power far greater than his own. Trying to find him could be nearly impossible, but tracking down the Fantastic Four could be easier. Doom gives a command to his remaining Doombots to follow him. As he walks towards his castle, we fade out and the Marvel logo appears. Current day. Fantastic Four is on Battleworld. They are in a high-tech structure. Reed and Susan are going over plans to escape Battleworld and also watching a map that will notify them of incoming enemies. An alarm sounds and Ben comes in from the balcony letting everyone know that they're being attacked. Reed tells them that they know, and Susan uses a communicator to call Johnny. He flies in through the open balcony window and depowers. The team looks at the map to come up with a quick plan to defend their tower from the evading Skrulls. A group of them have also been taken to fight on Battleworld. While they were getting ready to fight, a strange glowing energy surrounds them. They can't move and think that it's the Beyonder, trying to make things difficult for them. A crash is heard and a group of Skrulls rush into the room and run at the team. Before they can reach them, the team vanishes. The Beyonder shows up and can't figure out how they escaped Battleworld. He throws a tantrum that destroys the tower and the Skrulls as well. You hear him scream, "Where are they?" Latveria. Doom is in a giant room working a control board. It's clear that this is a fusion of magic and science. There's a large platform off to the side of him. As he's working with the controls, the platform starts to hum, and the same glowing energy can be seen appearing. It forms into a swirling vortex, growing, and strange magical lightning starts to shoot out from the platform and the cloud. Doom frantically turns knobs and flicks switches, but things keep getting worse. Finally, it explodes and Doom is sent flying across the room. He's knocked unconscious, and the Fantastic Four is thrown out of the lab. They check to make sure they're all together and that they're not hurt. After they realize that they're back on Earth, but don't know how or why, they notice that they are in Latveria, and they make a quick getaway to gather themselves and figure out what happened. New York. They quickly realize they are not in the 60s anymore, and that no one knows who they are. The movie will have them trying to assimilate into the current year and solve the mystery of why there's no record of them ever existing. Reed is able to find them a temporary place to stay and somehow gets the equipment he needs to operate. He takes his knowledge of the Beyonder and tries to create a device that will stop him if and when he shows up to retrieve them. Throughout the movie, they become more aware of what's happened. The snap did not affect anyone on Battleworld. Doom arrives and captures them and brings them back to Latveria so he can use them as bait to catch the Beyonder. The Beyonder shows up, and a giant fight breaks out. Reed uses the device, but it doesn't work. Doom, however, succeeds, and his device starts to drain the power of the Beyonder into him. He feels the power growing, and 3/4 of the team start to get very nervous. Reed taunts Doom, telling him that even if he gains the power, he'll still be a second-rate god. Doom starts to notice that he can't control all the power. He starts to blink in and out of phase. 2 other Beyonders show up, and the Beyonder acts like a child happy to see his parents. They order him back to their dimension, and they turn their focus on Doom. They tell him if he wishes to have a world to conquer, they know just the place, and send him to Battleworld. They all leave, leaving the Fantastic Four to wonder what just happened. The Watcher shows up and tells them that he's been watching everything, but couldn't get involved. He was able to point out that what was happening to the other Beyonders and told them they needed to bring their child under control. The Fantastic Four are shocked to hear that the Beyonder was considered a child. The Watcher tells them that he can't do anything to bring back the collective memories of the planet, so they're going to have to reintroduce themselves and integrate into society today. The movie ends with them leaving Latveria trying to figure out how to do that. A short time passes and we see them in the Baxter Building. Reed bought it after selling some of his inventions to Stark and other tech companies, and now they continue with their lives even though no one knows who they really are. Post-credit, because it's not a Marvel movie without a post-credit, Doom is on Battleworld. The power he was draining has been drained from him, but he has a new plan to get the power back and bring not only Earth but the entire universe under his control.